Senator Ludwig.
Thank you, Acting Deputy President. Thank you. And I wish to speak about an organisation I've been honoured to be closely associated with, the Australian Air Force Cadets. In the past month, I've had the privilege of spending time volunteering as a tow pilot with the RAAFC 229 Squadron at a gliding camp in Warwick. The Australian Air Force Cadets are a youth organisation providing a variety of Air Force-related experiences from locations across states and territories of Australia, and it is administered and actively supported by the Royal Australian Air Force. The Air Training Corps, or AirTC, was established in 1941 as a pre-entry training for air and ground crew for the RAAF in World War II. The organisation has endured a rocky past and at times only survived due to its dedicated band of volunteers. In 2001, the organisation was renamed the Australian Air Force Cadets, with new squadrons and wings being formed in all states and territories except the ACT. Cadets are high school students and range in age from 13 to 17, and the organisation is now a large contributor to youth wellbeing across Australia. Each squadron around the country provides for various activities. However, there are additional dedicated flying squadrons as well. The Queensland Gliding Squadron that I volunteered with was established in the early 1970s in Kingaroy after operating on an ad hoc basis for a number of years. Originally being 9 Squadron based at Kingaroy, the gliders are now based at Warwick as 229 Squadron under the direction of Queensland's 2nd Wing. The Queensland Air Cadets have received 2 new gliders as part of a larger RAAF-based program to support the AAFC with training equipment and facilities for the development of future pilots. The Bathurst Cadet Squadron has also benefited from this program with a similar fleet of gliders and recently developed a training facility. This program is still being rolled out, with squadrons in other states soon being in possession of gliders. The DG 1000 gliders are high-quality two-seat training fiberglass aircrafts that will be utilised not only for formal training program conducted during school holidays. There's about 4 camps per year, but they along with the ASK-21 motor gliders will also be able to provide a large number of air experience flights around the state on many weekends throughout the year. This is a new capability. It will provide exposure to many more cadets, as the program is always oversubscribed, and they are presently limited to about 25 cadets per course, and only those cadets able to access the Warwick-based aircraft. This equipment will also provide access to the many cadets who do not achieve selection for the courses. These gliders will provide a training program that will continue into the next decade. These gliders, along with the motorised ASK-21s, gliders are being delivered by the end of the year as part of the RAAF initiative. It will give exposure to a much larger number of cadets across the entire state and will increase the skills of all the participants. I commend the Air Force for the provision of these gliders and facilities in its program and for the foresight to develop facilities that will benefit future aviator training programs. The Air Force realised that the support of organisations like the cadets help generate interest in the Air Force and Defence Forces as a whole, and is also a useful outreach by the Air Force in providing civic engagement. Good equipment, of course, is only half the battle. People make the RAAFC, and many of the vital positions are supported by a band of volunteers. The volunteers engaged on the camp I volunteered were and included. It's always difficult when you start to mention names, as there were many support persons that provided assistance, but the Chief Flying Officer of gliding, Michael Maddox, the Level 3 qualified instructors, Tony Scarlett, qualified flying instructors, included Julie Maddox, Brian Allaby, Brian Marshall, Jenny and Jeremy Thompson, Eric Whitsock and Graham Logan. Ground staff included Graham Carney. Tow pilots included Val Wilkinson, Gary McMahon, Paul Hogan, Peter Young and myself. The cadets themselves were an admirable group and came together from cadet flights across Queensland. It's not only the great qualities that these young people bring to the cadets, but also the skills they develop through the engagement with the program. These young people develop skills and take on responsibilities many teenagers never experience, and through this they head into adulthood with the respect for their ability themselves and others, and with included leadership qualities. I saw young people develop their confidence, gaining a respect from their peers and developing as a team. I was very impressed, and I think these young people will be fine leaders for tomorrow. Seeing the hard work of the volunteers of the Australian Air Force Cadets reminded me of that hard work done by all volunteers in countless community groups across the country. I rarely, in fact I would say it twice, I rarely agree with him on this count, but I agree with the Prime Minister, and I quote, "Volunteering is a sign of a healthy and caring community." I suspect that we may disagree on the other signs of a healthy and caring community, though. Volunteering is what one can do when living standards are high, when a strong social fabric is in place and when social capital is in surplus. Volunteering is not restricted, of course, to affluent areas. However, it is found in areas of social and community affluence rather than economic wealth. It is a sign of egalitarianism. It shows a community that has a sense of greater good, where all people want to limit and give and teach others to boost their pride in the community. One of the real pleasures they also experienced whilst Minister for Agriculture was visiting and helping fund the many hundreds of volunteers involved in the land care program. This is a program concerned with environmental, social and productive land use, regeneration and creation. The program leaders and workers are some of the hardest and most passionate working people in their respective communities. 2 visits to local land crew groups do stick firmly in my mind, though. One was a visit to Redcliffe area, where Yvette Darth, and another in the Kiama area, just south of Wollongong. Each were distinct. One was a coastal and the other focused on a river system. Yet these 2 visits do stick in my mind for 3 reasons. First, because of the local member, Yvette Darth, and her incredible lobbying ability to get their local groups both a fair hearing for their issues and to ensure that they had outcomes for the environment. The second, I'll confess, the Kiama group was in the sand dunes and the surf was particularly good that day, something the local volunteers and I spoke about at great length. Finally, they do stick in my mind for the significant reason of their similarity in the determination and dedication of the program volunteers. What these people could and would do to serve their local community and environment in a thankless manner was a great inspiration and a true sign of a vibrant community full of people wanting to do their bit to improve the lot of all those people who used and visited the area. There weren't high-income areas, but they were affluent in the spirit of the people and the community as a whole. It was simply tremendous to see their action at work. And I wanted to thank all volunteers and put in a plug for National Volunteers Week, held in May each year, and encourage all senators to recognise the hard work their local volunteers do to make the community better for all of us.
Thank you, Senator Ludwig. Senator